Welcome back to the Cossy channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. There is a lot of news when it comes to the Arsenal winger situation. Arsenal definitely want to add a new winger this summer, but there's a lot of news ever since Florian Plettenberg came out and said Arsenal are really big admirers of Rodrigo. We have a lot of targets that have been linked with us, and there is a lot of updates on each and every one of them. But also, I want us to make sense of what is going on with the left wing position. Who's going to be the main candidate in that position? Where are we with Rodrigo? What is happening with Rafa Leao? Are we really interested in Karou Mitoma? Let's talk about all the updates in this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I want your thoughts there in the comment box below. If we can't get Leao and we can't get Rodrigo, is Karou Mitoma a world-class winger that you would love us to sign, maybe over Brian Mbeumo? Now, of course, Mitoma and Mbeumo are about the same age. Mitoma could be around 26, 27, but he's one of those players that had a very good campaign. I think it was the 23-24, no, sorry, the 22-23 campaign, and then he kind of fell off due to injuries and a couple of other reasons. So, is Karou Mitoma the class, the quality that Arsenal need this summer? In your opinion, talk to me in the comment box below. But let's dive into all the updates coming in from all the sources regarding Arsenal's left wing position. So let's start off with Sammy Makbo, who has confirmed that Leandro Trossard is very close to agreeing a contract extension at Arsenal, and he's going to stay this summer. So that means that Arsenal have decided if they were to sell one of two, that is Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli, it is going to be Gabriel Martinelli. Leandro Trossard is signing a new deal at Arsenal. It's not going to be a very long-term deal, but it's going to see him significantly increase in the amount of wages he's earning at the club, as Andre Bata and Mikel Arteta think he's a very important player at the club and he should be given deserving wages. For Trossard to stay, in my opinion, I don't think that is a bad decision, and I understand where it is actually coming from. I think Arsenal decided you keep Leandro Trossard and you let go of Gabriel Martinelli for two reasons. One, Leandro Trossard has been a more effective winger, a more effective player than Gabriel Martinelli in the last 2 years in terms of creating chances, in terms of scoring goals, in terms of just being a general player, a general good player to the team. He's been a much better player than Gabriel Martinelli and more effective. That's number one. But also number two, at the moment, if you're losing Jorginho and you're at the risk of losing Partey, you don't want to lose another experienced player. Arsenal are bleeding experience this summer. We are losing a couple of experienced players this summer. You have Kieran Tierney leaving, experienced player. You have Alexander Zinchenko leaving, experienced player. You might have, of course, Partey leaving, experienced player, if a new deal can't be agreed. So I think, and Jorginho. So what Mikel is looking at here is, can we keep our best players that are a little bit older, especially the likes of Leandro Trossard, very experienced, now Champions League proven, Premier League proven as well. Can we keep these guys? And if you're to sell Gabriel Martinelli and Trossard, you'd get about 10-15 million from the sale of Leandro Trossard, and you're going to get about 50-60 million from the sale of Gabriel Martinelli. So I understand why Trossard is signing a new deal, and that doesn't affect Arsenal signing another young left winger. When it comes to Gabriel Martinelli, he's going to fund a big move to Arsenal. He's either going to fund the Leao deal or he's going to fund the Rodrigo deal. So I can see why Martinelli has been chosen to leave and then Leandro Trossard to stay. But you can let me know in the comment box below whether that is the right decision and priority. But let's start off with Florian Plettenberg confirming that Arsenal are in for Karou Mitoma. And listen, I liked Karou Mitoma 2 years ago. Do I still like him the same way? Probably not. Do I still think he's a great player? Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the question with Karou Mitoma right now is he at the level that Arsenal need him at? Is he at does he still have the quality that Arsenal really need right now? Because Mikel has been talking about, we need goals, we need creativity, we need options, we need quality, we need to raise the standard at Arsenal. And all of us will agree that Mikel Arteta is right about when he talks about those points. But the question that we've got to really answer truly and really truly is Karou Mitoma that player? Because Bayern wants him, but Bayern already have Michael Olise, they have Musiala, and maybe, of course, Bayern looking at him without getting Florian Wirtz, it actually points to the fact that he's still a very good player that is, seen as, as a top candidate for top clubs. Now, this is what I want to say with Karou Mitoma. We know that he's got the quality Arsenal would need down the left-hand side. There's no question about that. English Premier League proven, he's also in his prime, and the price is going to be right. It's about 45 to 50 million euros. Brighton is saying if you can give us 45 to 50 million euros, you can get the services of Karou Mitoma. That is the update. What I believe here is Arsenal just trying to talk to as many candidates around the world in this position to try and see who is the best fit. If you don't get Rodrigo, who is your number one target, and you don't get Williams, who's the second, or Rafa Leao, can you avoid the Raheem Sterling situation by maybe going to a lesser target that is still very good in either the Karou Mitoma or someone like Ademola Lookman? We'll talk about Lookman in this video. So for me, Mitoma, if we fail to get Rodrigo and we fail to get Rafa Leao, Karou Mitoma definitely is a concrete target, in my opinion. He's got everything you would need. He's got everything we would need in a left winger. Goals, creativity, he's brave, he takes on players, he's English Premier League proven, he's in his prime. I think it's just the injuries. If Arsenal can find a way around his injuries, Karou Mitoma would be a great addition to this Arsenal side. Now, Brentford have said they want 50 million for Bryan Mbeumo. They've set the price. And like I said, with Bryan Mbeumo and a couple of other transfers, these are transfers that are done early in the market, early in the window. Manchester United and Arsenal are punching each other. They're trying to show themselves level on this deal. But of course, at the moment, Brentford have said 50 million for Bryan Mbeumo, and you can have his services. I know Mikel Arteta likes Bryan Mbeumo, and I know that Fabrizio reported on this story. But I think with Manchester United losing Rashford and losing Sancho and losing Garnacho potentially in the same window, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryan Mbeumo pushes for a move to join Manchester United, or if Manchester United push harder for a move for Bryan Mbeumo over Arsenal. Listen, United know they can't afford Victor Gyökeres. So they're going to sign Matheus Cunha as their maybe solid number 9. And that leaves them with an option to sign a new winger. And Bryan Mbeumo makes a lot of sense. He scores a lot of goals. He's a very energetic player, very physical, very quick, very pacey, hardworking. That is what Ruben Amorim wants as part of his team. But in Arsenal's perspective, Bryan Mbeumo is still confusing to me as an option, but also as a target. Now, 50 million for Bryan Mbeumo, who's just 25, he's Premier League proven and has had a season where he scored about 19 or 20 goals. That is a very good season, and that is a very good asking price for a player like Bryan Mbeumo. But what I am not sure about, again, that is the question I asked with Karou Mitoma, is it the quality? Is he at the level that Arsenal need? Is he the player that Arsenal need right now to take us to the next level? You can help me answer that in the comment box below. A few people have said, we're not winning anything with Mbeumo. He's not a good player, this and that. And then a section of other people has said, listen, Bryan Mbeumo deserves a chance. He's not a bad player. He's got the ability to come in and do the job. Now, why I like Mbeumo, the only reasons why I like Mbeumo is about his versatility. He has played a lot of the time on the right-hand side of the pitch as a right winger and a right attacking midfielder, but he can also be transferred to the left. And the second reason that's why I like Mbeumo, goals. Arsenal need goals. We need goals from different positions, and Bryan Mbeumo is that player that can come in and give you a couple of goals from the left-hand side or the right-hand side. So he's a versatile player, can deputize for Saka, can deputize for Martinelli, can deputize for Trossard, can also deputize for your number 9, and can also come in as a solid number 11, as a left winger, and do the job. 50 million. I'm not saying Arsenal go and do it. It's not a market opportunity in my opinion. A market opportunity for Bryan Mbeumo would be about 35 to 40 million, right? I would say it's a market opportunity. But looking at the season that he has had, if he can replicate those numbers, and I bet he can replicate those numbers as a false nine or as a left winger at Arsenal, Arsenal have it right, and they have very good reasons to look at Brian Mbeumo. And 50 million, that is not a bad price. Story number 3, is this number 3 or number 4, comes in from Florian Plattenbach-Steele in German, Sky Sports German, confirming that Rodrigo talks with Arsenal are now at a standstill because of the wages. Now, the player is asking for 290,000. That is 10 million net, right? It means after taxes, he must be able to earn 10 million. And Arsenal saying, no, we're not giving you that. We'll give you about 10 million, in terms of gross, gross annual salary, and then after taxes, you can do, you can do your own taxes. We are not doing taxes for you. You are giving you 10 million, and that is with taxes. The player is saying, give me 10 million without taxes. Now, the question I have with Arsenal, and I asked this question before, right? Why can't we give Rodrigo 300,000 per week if we can give Nico Williams 200,000 per week, who is a little bit younger, inexperienced, and you really don't know what you're gonna get with a player like Rodrigo. Sorry, with a player like Nico Williams. Why can't we give Rodrigo 300k per week if we can give Kai Havertz 280,000 per week? We got ourselves in a very, very difficult situation, and now we can't find a way out, because right now, what Arsenal did was to appease Kai Havertz. I don't know why Mikel Arteta was desperate to appease Kai Havertz, but we have got ourselves in a situation where, now if Arsenal want to sign a much better player than Kai Havertz, a much better player than Bukayo Saka, a much better player than what we have right now, you've got to give them the same wages as Kai Havertz or even better. Now, I tell you, on any other day, Rodrigo would be okay with 250,000 at Arsenal. That would be absolutely okay, because he's earning about 200k at Madrid right now. But the problem with Rodrigo, he's looking at Kai Havertz, and he's saying, how is Kai Havertz genuinely earning 280,000 per week, and I'm gonna come in, I'm going to earn less than Kai Havertz? There's no question about that. And I know Mikel Arteta truly under his spine knows, and Andre Bata as well, they know that the problem with wages is going to be with Kai Havertz. You cannot give a player that is better than Kai Havertz more money or less money than Kai Havertz. He's got to earn more. So what should Arsenal do? For me, we've got to sort this Kai Havertz situation right about now. If Kai is not going to be an important player for Arsenal, get rid of him, right? His wages are a problem, and they might cause Arsenal to lose some players. What if Saliba says, I want to earn more than Kai Havertz, and Gabriel says to, and Rice says to, and Odegaard says to, and Timber says to, and Dreyer says to, and all these guys are earning, they're earning their money. They're performing at a better level, and they're performing at a higher quality than Kai Havertz. So that's where we are with the Rodrigo deal. I'll keep you posted as well. Now, Arsenal, according to Florian Plattenbach-Steele, Arsenal are big admirers of Rafa Leao, and we have stories that Rafa Leao has had a telephone conversation with Andre Bata in the recent 2 weeks in order to understand the project at Arsenal, but also for Andre Bata to understand whether Rafa Leao is willing to leave AC Milan and join Arsenal this summer. Now, obviously with Rafa Leao and Rodrigo, these are very expensive deals, and these are very difficult deals. I wouldn't bet my hand, I wouldn't bet a penny on them, but I wouldn't say Arsenal can't do them, right? If you're gonna sell Martinelli for 60 million, there is every chance in the world that Arsenal can sign Rafa Leao. Telephone conversations have been held between Andre Bata and Rafa Leao. The player is also wanted by Bayern, as Bayern know Sané will be leaving, and at the same time, they'll be selling Kingsley Coman. So Bayern and Arsenal are in for Rafa Leao. That is the update we have. Keep you posted on that as well. Ademola Lookman, the interest is there, according to Florian Plattenberg. He's one of the wingers that Mikel Arteta likes because of his versatility, can play across the board in terms of the front three positions, but also is a very, very good goal scorer. And Mikel Arteta is in love with Ademola Lookman if a deal can be done. So that is another update right there. At the moment, I'm going to say Arsenal don't even have a priority. They're just sounding out moves, and it's a position I think Arsenal won't feel a little bit early, but maybe early July or mid-July, that's when we will know who's going to be our next winger. I've given you all the updates that we have on that position. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll speak to you right in